Konnichiwa, everyone. Welcome to the Weerds podcast, where we talk all things weebish and nerdish. If you like our episode today, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Today's podcast, Pokemon Turn Dark, covers the manga Pokemon Adventures. So, the summary of this book series, it's a Japanese manga series that is based on the Pokemon media franchise. Its stories loosely follows the storyline of the games. It takes a few creative liberties. The volumes are based on the Red and Blue series at first, and it follows the protagonist Red, which is basically the character you play in the original games. And with each new series of the volumes, it follows whatever game that's in, and the protagonist is whichever one you play.
Yeah.
It is an ongoing series, but it is currently on hiatus.
You know, to hop on to they make it more creative. To be fair, if you just make a manga about the Pokemon games, it's not going to be as exciting as just adding, your creativeness.
Also, if it was this completely the game, you wouldn't talk.
Yeah, that too. Exactly.
Yeah.
It would be the same experience as playing the games, but visually.
But reading it.
Yeah.
And seeing pictures, basically.
All these extra, boss battles or trainer battles, nah.
Nah.
Nope.
It is. So, in total, there's 61 volumes. It started back in March 1997.
Nice.
So, the Red, Green, Blue series was volumes 1 through 7. The Gold, Silver, and Crystal series was volumes 8 through 14. And the Ruby, Sapphire volumes were 15 to 22. And then they had the Fire Red and Leaf Green volumes 23 to 25. The Emerald series was volumes 26 to 29. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum was volumes 30 to 40. Heart Gold and Soul Silver was 41 to 42. Black and White was 43 to 51. Black 2 and White 2 was 52 to 55. I think this was the shortest of the main series. And the X and Y volumes were 56 to 61.
No, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are shortest. There's only 2.
I said one of them.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver kind of didn't get as much attention.
Yeah, what you gonna do? I mean, around that time is when the popularity of the series started kind of falling off.
Yeah, that's fair. Although, if we're talking about the games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, those are still popular.
Those kind of picked the games back up.
Yeah, and they still sell. They can still sell reasonably for $60, new game price basically.
Yeah, pretty good. So it was written by Hidenori Kusaka. Sorry, the red lines when it says this is spelled wrong, it's kind of hard to see when there's multiple eyes.
Oh, yeah. So
that's why I'm having a little bit trouble saying this thing, because Japanese aren't real words apparently in Microsoft Word. So it was illustrated first it was by Mato, which he did volumes 1 through 9, and then it was picked up by Satoshi Yamamoto, which did start from volumes 10 to the current series. It is published by Shogakukan, and its demographic is Kodomo, which is geared towards children 10 years and under. So, you said you only read the first 7 volumes. How much of that do you actually remember?
The red, blue, and green one?
Yeah.
Pretty specific parts of it, but those are mainly the important parts, like the boss battles and the legendaries saving and all that.
Right.
I mean, no, I don't mean anything else. That is all I remember. It's just the big parts.
Yeah.
The only reason I ever read them, Pokemon,
Pokemon.
Yeah. But I was quickly, I was very promptly surprised at some parts of the Pokemon. manga.
Like when Charmeleon slashed Arbok in half.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's everybody's main thing to talk about.
I mean, wasn't that that was the first thing that happened, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense, but it's like you're not expecting that.
I mean, it really brings Pokemon as if it was in the real world. Because, their attacks do more than just, oh, my HP goes down. Nah, you about to die, son.
If I hit you with the flamethrower, you're doing more than losing HP.
Yeah.
You're.
What I do like about the series is that they use Pokemon in different ways that you can't use in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Koga, he uses Golbat to spy on, the main characters and uses as a video feed kind of thing. Also, Koga and his daughter have the best Pokeballs. They're like ninja stars.
I faintly remember that. Yeah.
They're ninja stars.
I mean, they're ninjas, so it only makes sense. Too bad they're the only creative ones out there.
So, what was your initial reaction when first reading it?
Pokemon. There's nothing else I can really say. I mean, literally, the only reason I read it was because Pokemon. When I actually got to read it, like how it told the story differently.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, this is more than I thought it was. And then obviously it got to the part where Charmeleon cut the snake in half. But
zombie Pokemon too.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't they combine all three birds too?
Yeah.
That's another thing. I think that was pretty cool. But
it looked freaky.
I think that was kind of the point. But obviously it was Pokemon, but I'm proud that I actually did pick it up and read it as outside of just Pokemon. Because it was different. Because it actually had a different storyline.
I also found it interesting that the gym battles in the first series, gym leaders didn't really make a difference in the Pokemon League. It's just something extra you could do on your journey.
Yeah.
Which they actually changed later on in the series.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that is kind of what gym leaders are anyways. I mean, they're more or less to get you ready for the Elite Four, but they could also just not give you a gym badge. They could just be for training.
Yeah. I wish you could challenge the gym leaders more often in the games.
I think the gym leader rematches started maybe in Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah, but that's after the game.
That's after the game.
Specific days. And
yeah.
Stuff. I'm thinking after you beat a gym, you should be able to go back and just challenge them again.
I know by fact you can do that in Let's Go, but I can't think
Isn't that after game though?
It's after the game, but you can still do it as many times as you want.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Well,
no, it's once a day.
But you can still just do it.
I'd still say as soon as you beat them, you should be able to, before the after game, you should be able to beat them again and again.
Did they ever make that an option in BDSP?
Where you can rematch?
Yeah.
No. I haven't played it as much.
I don't really go back to fight the gym leaders is the thing. You only need to fight them for the gym badge.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, what do you really need to fight them for?
Training.
Elite Four. They give better experience and money.
Well, I'm talking about before. I'm talking about my version before the after game.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But c'est la vie.
See.
So my initial reaction of the manga series was oh, this is different. Because especially when because Red actually has a fleshed out personality and character. My initial reaction of him was God, this kid's annoying. Because he was very entitled and arrogant. But he does get humbled pretty quickly. And then becomes arrogant in the next chapter again and gets humbled again. But
he learns. He learns.
And then by the Yellow series, he actually acts like a full-fledged champion.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's another dark moment. He gets enslaved.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so that's after. I think that happens in about the fourth volume, because it's one of the yellow series of the. Because the red, green, blue series also has the yellow series.
Yeah.
So it's like right before the yellow series started, and so Red gets a invitation to battle from Bruno, and then he goes and battles, and then in the manga at first he just disappears, and his Pikachu shows up, and just goes on a journey with Yellow to find Red.
Mm-hmm.
Later you find out that Lorelei interrupted the battle, froze Red and Pikachu. Pikachu was able to escape, but they basically completely froze Red until he was encased in ice, and he was held prisoner for a little while.
Take that, champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read up to the actually I read up to Black and White. I dropped the series there because it got kind of boring.
Fair.
Also, I didn't really like the main characters that much. I don't remember much of the Black and White manga series, mainly because that was about I was 12, so about 10 years ago.
Black and White wasn't also the most fan favorite Pokemon series either.
Honestly, its story was kind of boring.
That's what people.
Game.
That's what people say.
It's also very predictable.
Yeah, I like the Pokemon were good though.
Pokemon were alright, except for the starters. I didn't care much for the starters.
That's also fair.
And the leveling system.
Yeah, that's
whack.
that's when it changed.
Yeah,
that's when it really changed. Changed for the worst.
But X and Y was good.
Yeah, I think it was X and Y when they implemented the experience all, basically.
Yeah.
So that kind of negated the whole experience.
Yeah.
Gaining.
I mean, it definitely made it easier to level up. Yeah. But my personal favorite of the different series was probably Ruby and Sapphire. Because it was interesting because, one goes the contest route and the other goes the battling route.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting to see their two stories fold out and the backstory with each other and all the stuff that I could go on and on and on, but you can read it for yourself because I'm nice like that. And look at that smile of sarcasm. Yeah, also, I think I do also have a soft spot for Gen 3 because that's kind of where I started in Pokemon. I started with Fire Red and Emerald, so Generation 3 was kind of my start, and also Blaziken, Sceptile, and Swampert. Some of the best starter Pokemon of all the series.
Yeah, that's fair. Mine was also Fire Red, but I had Fire Red and Ruby.
My brother had Ruby.
I played too much of Fire Red and Ruby.
Is it too much?
Too much where you could name every gym leader to the exact level and moveset? Nah. I mean, if you add the Elite Four to it, then still not. Maybe not.
It was also interesting to see because they introduced the running shoes in the Ruby and Sapphire series, in the manga series. The running shoes are funny because they have like fans on the bottom of the shoe that makes you run faster. It was just funny to watch.
It still doesn't make sense how a change of shoes can make you run.
Well, basically, in the original running shoes, it was just that running shoes designed to be ran in. So when you're using regular old shoes that are just normal shoes, and if you use them a lot, like hiking and stuff like that, they can break apart easily.
Fair.
So running shoes are designed to hold together more. So that's my reasoning for why you can actually run in running shoes rather than just having regular shoes.
I was gonna say, oh, they have running shoes. I wonder if they'll ever add a stamina to it. Oh wait, Legends has its own stamina bar. You don't run forever in Legends. It's invisible. It's an invisible stamina bar, but you will start.
I don't run at all, anyways.
I know.
So.
That's fair. But you do have a stamina bar in Legends. You will slow down and
if
like
I need
lose
to
your
go
breath.
somewhere fast, I just get on Weird Deer.
That's
or
fair.
I'd go on. Well, now I do Bravery. So, from what you remember of the manga, what was your favorite character?
Considering there's only gym leaders and 3 main characters. There's red. There's
red, blue, green, yellow. All the
Right.
gym leaders, Professor Oak, some other side characters.
Nobody
Elite
likes
Four.
Professor Oak like that though. We like him because he's like the first professor.
Professor Oak was wild in the manga. He entered the Pokemon tournament just to teach Green a lesson. And he almost won with a Spearow. Just a Spearow.
I mean, have you seen Spearow? He's kind of rude.
Yeah, but still. It's also one of the weakest bird Pokemon in the game.
Fair. I would say blue, but I'd say it's either blue or green. And the only reason I say green is because I never knew that she was, I guess, a character up until then. And not only is she in Let's Go, but it's the fact that it just all kind of merges together. Yellow's story
Yeah.
and how she kind of plays everything in the manga. I mean, she
Right.
wasn't really that. Was she that important in the manga?
Which one?
Green.
Green?
Yeah,
She was pretty important. She played a big part.
I don't remember her that much. I just remember every time she showed up, she was like, "I'm here now. I'm gonna do this and that." You know?
Yeah.
Didn't she have Bulbasaur?
Squirtle.
Oh,
So Red had Bulbasaur,
that's
Blue had
right.
Charmander, and she had Squirtle.
oh, that's right. That's right.
She actually stole Squirtle.
That's what it was. Yes, let's get the typing of the opposite of our name. The green is grass. Let's get a water type.
Yeah.
My name's Red. That's fire. Let's get a grass type.
This reminds me of the movie Pokemon Origins,
Mm-hmm.
when Red was like, you know what, I'm gonna choose Charmander because my dad tells me like red is the fiery passion. Or well, actually before that, Blue's like, you know what, I like a challenge, so I'm gonna let Red decide. All right, Red, I'm gonna choose Charmander. All right, Red chose Charmander. I choose Squirtle. Green, you are such a bitch.
That's such a great movie too.
I wish they continued making those.
I want to watch it again somehow.
You could probably find it somewhere.
Probably. Wasn't it originally on YouTube from the Pokemon channel?
I think so.
I want to watch it again. It really was a great movie.
It was.
It really did. I do like the small detail that they had even in the game. Because again, it's a small detail. You're not going to know unless you talk to the NPC. Where she's like, what's that? She's like, there's a hand on your shoulder. What are you talking about? Oh, it just must be my imagination. And there's like they actually have it hand there. I'm like, it's true.
Yeah, it's an actual thing. It's true.
There are ghosts. There are other types of ghosts in Pokemon. But again, it's just a small detail that you're not going to know of.
We could do a whole podcast on just the origin movie.
True. We can watch it again too.
Yeah. My favorite character, I mean, I got so many. So the first of the Kanto series, my favorite was probably Red, mainly because you get to see his growth and development. And the Johto series, my favorite was Crystal, just because she was a badass. She literally uses her legs to throw her Pokeballs, which I thought was funny. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then also she has Chikorita. I mean, Chikorita doesn't get too much love.
I
I
don't
know,
know.
right?
I don't understand the whole hype of it. I don't understand the whole hate about it.
Neither
I
do
understand the hate, but like
I don't.
I understand the hate. It's just not a good reason to
What's
in today's
the reason for their
standard.
hate?
Its stats are poor. That's literally
I
all it
have
is.
one shot of the entire series with a Chikorita.
Its stats are poor, and it's weak to more than half the gym leaders. That's it. That's their only argument to this
yet
day.
I still won with the Chikorita.
It's like they don't know that they can catch other Pokemon.
Right?
Are you kidding me? Meganium is a powerhouse.
I still think that the 3 Johto stars should have gone Mega Evolutions. Where Meganium becomes a fairy type, a grass fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Typhlosion becomes either rock ground or not rock ground, a fire ground or fire rock. Because,
Right.
volcano. And then for Alligator, I don't want to say to make him a dark type, mainly because Greninja is already water dark, and also he would just be a better Sharpedo.
I would say water ground or water grass.
Well,
just fit some theme of a swamp.
Water ground, I wouldn't say because it's Swampert.
That's fair.
Water grass sounds interesting.
I'm thinking of like the environment an alligator or a crocodile would be in. No, alligator. My bad. He's literally called for alligator.
Yeah. Water grass seems interesting, or maybe I don't know.
I was thinking water grass because it's kind of like a river or like a swampy area that
Yeah.
alligators usually chilling. Unless that's where crocodiles chilling. I don't know.
Anyways, they just all deserve a Mega Evolution, or a Gigantamax, or something.
Something. Or whatever the new feature will be in
I mean, at least
Violet and
Typhlosion
Scarlet.
at least Typhlosion got his Hisuian form.
Yeah. Why he evolved from a ghost to just a pure fire? I have no clue. I liked it better when he was a fire type. Or a ghost type.
Well, he died.
Rude.
I mean, am I wrong though? I still find it funny that their shiny forms are just their regular forms.
Kind of not
or
creative.
Or the regular color sequence.
Mm-hmm. Not that creative, but you know what? They got new forms. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Anyways, moving on. What was your favorite part, or do you even remember much of the story at all from the manga?
Except for the whole fight the rockets, save the bird
Yeah.
trio. That's the only thing I really remember by heart.
See, what I liked about the story was that Lieutenant Surge, Sabrina, and Koga were actually part of Team Rocket.
Hmm.
And they actually played a bigger part of the story rather than, they're just gym leaders. And then at the end, there was actually, half and half the gym leaders fight against each other. That was a lot more entertaining than just, the original story.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
What was their goal again, anyways?
world domination.
Oh, I mean, with the bird trio, at least with
World
the fusing
domination.
them.
World domination.
No, that's fair.
Is basically just like the idea of Mewtwo, create a bigger, badder Pokemon to take them all out.
You know the problem with fusing all 3 birds together
What?
is whatever combination you have, unless you take out the flying type at all, like altogether,
Yeah.
they're still gonna be weak to rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of my argument to why I like Zapdos, is because they're all weak to electric. I mean,
True.
so yeah, Zapdos is weak to ice, but Moltres takes neutral damage. So
Out of your unlimited knowledge of this series, go ahead and do your rating.
I rated it 10 Pokey to 5 Mons. No. I rated it 20 bird fusions, right?
Alright.
To 5 Poliwhirls.
Alright. I'll rate it 500 Mewtwo with a spoon.
Okay.
Actually does happen in the manga.
I believe it.
Out of let's do 300 Venusaurs beating up Charizard.
Yeah.
That's my rating.
Good rating.
If any of you don't know, our ratings don't make sense, and they don't need to.
They don't need to.
They really don't.
God, that iconic scene in Pokemon Origins where Red goes up against Blue, like in the champion battle.
Yeah.
Like, Charizard, attack! You just one punch to the face, Blastoids. You really did that? You want to do this, man?
Right? He's like, what was that? A tickle?
He's like, bitch, what? Like, you thought that was gonna do anything? That was that champion fight was really good.
You know what I missed about the move Fire Spin? Because in the original Gen 1 games, Fire Spin immobilized your opponent's Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Wrap and Fire Spin. As long as you were faster, you could just dominate.
I wish they kept that. Because Fire Spin, it sucks now.
It kind of does. So does Wrap, honestly.
Yeah. Unless you got, that item that extends Wrap and all the binding moves.
Yeah.
Unless you have that, it's really not worth it.
Not really. But yeah, in theory, you could defeat the whole Elite Four if you were fast enough with just Wrap or Fire Spin.
Gotta get those Carboses.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it would do X amount of times.
Yeah.
For one power point, so you could easily get like 5 rounds for each power point.
See, and then they had to nerf it because it was too powerful.
It really was.
Anyways, moving on to our interesting facts portion of the podcast. So Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of the Pokemon franchise, stated that the series is closest to how he imagined the universe of Pokemon to be.
Violent.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So for those of you who don't really know, the inspiration that Satoshi had for the Pokemon franchise came from when he explored the backwoods of his parents' home, so he explored it and he saw different animals and stuff. So that's where the idea came to be. And when you're reading the manga, it's more realistic. So I get what he's saying when it's closest to how he imagined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So how did you create your company? I just looked at a bug, and I was like, let's do it.
And my life changed forever.
And everything changed when the Bug Nation attacked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Misty kind of freaked out.
Misty's freakouts were honestly probably my favorite part about.
My favorite part was when she freaked out and then Ash picked up the Kyrie and put it in her face.
It's just
Ash was a savage in Gen 1.
It's just a harmless bug. It's not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, if you look at Ash's character now compared to the original series, there's a stark difference between the two.
I still want to know. I don't know if this was shown. I still want to know what Misty's reaction would have been to Surskit. Because it's a bug type, but it's also water. Like, what would her reaction be?
I mean, it's still a bug, so I'd imagine she'd still freak out.
I feel like she would. I feel like she would secretly love it still.
Yeah, she would have conflicted feelings about it.
Yeah, exactly. So another interesting fact that has to do with the manga, but there are a lot of dark moments in the manga, including murder of Pokemon, kidnapping, torture, cities blowing up, and more that I probably don't want to say that I could probably think of.
Much more.
I mean, are Pokemon fusions technically dark?
I mean, from the way they depicted it, yeah, I would say so. Funny enough, there's actually a lot of censorship in the series from the American version, Japanese version. So there's a part in the series where Green is fighting Sabrina, and then so Sabrina, her attack slashes her chest area, which rips open her clothes, and then it reveals 2 Pokeballs that she placed there to and then brings out her Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, but in the American version, that's too
Too immature?
Too erotic, I guess. In their opinions.
Sure.
So they actually, when that happened, because in the in the Japanese version, her chest rips open, revealing the two Pokeballs, and she just goes, aha! And because, she tricked her. But in the American version, it doesn't make sense because, she attacks her, it's still just her dress, nothing rips open, and she just goes, aha, and suddenly her two Pokemon are out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that doesn't really make sense panel-wise.
That's how America is, though.
Yeah.
Sadly.
It's funny that, America's so pushing the idea of, self-expression and, it used to be non-censorship. Now it's all about censorship. But in Japan's like, yeah, no, we show what we want.
Well, no one here has a problem with it. So
that's one thing a lot of American audiences I don't think understand is Japanese studios do not care what Americans think. They go by what the Japanese think.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want your opinion heard, go to Japan. Actually don't, because there's actually a lot of problems with Japan that they need to fix. Anyways, so moving on to our next interesting fun fact. So for many years, there wasn't actually any official chapters or volumes available in the U.S., like manga volumes or official chapters, past Generation 1. So Viz Media picked it up by continuing Generations 2, 4, and 5, but they didn't do Generation 3 until it was finally translated. So it kind of got left in the dust for a couple years.
That's fair.
Yeah. But it's an interesting fact. The official chapters and volume translated they took a while because I don't think it was as popular in America as it was in Japan.
Yeah.
But we finally got there.
Eventually, we got there. When it was first published, it was actually just called Pocket Monsters, just like the other Pokemon manga that's featured Clefairy. However, Kasuka decided to change it to avoid confusion.
Which is fair. Smart idea.
Yeah. Clefairy was also the original Pikachu.
Yeah. That's where the idea of the manga came from.
Yeah, but I kind of like the change to Pikachu.
Pikachu's better than Clefairy.
Plus, if you think about it, especially now, Clefairy just doesn't fit into most scenes.
No. It's also kind of... Especially after that, the episode where the Clefairies go back to the moon, and they do that Clefairy dance thing.
Yeah.
It kind of just, ruins the whole image of Clefairy for me.
A little bit.
Also, the noise. Clefairy. It angered me as a child.
Can you imagine, the original Pokemon intro? Or every scene it shows Pikachu or shows, a scene of Pikachu running towards Ash, and just imagine Clefairy.
I can't. No,
exactly. Doesn't that work?
I can't. No.
It just doesn't work. And it makes it better that it's Pikachu because of that whole conflict with Lieutenant Surge. Yeah. How was this Pikachu up against the Raichu and had that whole conflict of should Pikachu evolve to, become stronger or whatever?
Yeah.
That wouldn't have worked with Clefairy, or it wouldn't have been the same regardless.
Yeah. It wouldn't hit the same.
And to be fair, Pikachu is just it's cuter than Clefairy.
It's cuter. It's more.
It's more marketable too.
It's more expressional.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pikachu was the right choice. All right. Well, arigato to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep updated. We look forward to making more content. Sayonara. So you ain't going to say bye, huh?